Communication is the transfer of information from a sender to a receiver. Think of it like sending a WhatsApp message. You're the sender, your friend is the receiver. The message itself is the information. In business, we also need to think about the medium, which is how the message is being sent. Is it being sent by email, by a meeting, or on a notice board? About feedback, did the receiver understand and respond? You also think about noise or barriers, anything that interferes with a message. This could be a bad internet connection, unclear language, or even someone being distracted. Let's discuss the types of communication. We have formal versus informal communication. Now, formal communication follows official channels. Think of a business report, a letter to a supplier, or a staff memo. It is structured, it is professional, and is often written. Whereas informal communication is more relaxed. Think of a chat between colleagues at lunch. Now, informal communication is very fast, but can lead to misunderstandings or rumors, and this is sometimes called the grapevine. Secondly, is internal communication versus external communication. Internal communication happens inside the business, between employees, departments, or managers. For example, a manager emailing a team about a new target. External communication involves people outside the business, maybe customers, suppliers, or the government. And an example is sending an invoice to a customer. The third type of communication is one-way communication versus two-way communication. One-way is where information flows in one direction only with no feedback, like a notice on a board. Two-way communication involves a response. For example, a team meeting where employees can ask questions. So let's now also look at the methods under the different types of communication. Because for every type of communication, there are different methods that can be used. Firstly, we have written methods. These include emails, reports. These are good because they provide a permanent record. They can be slow and lack tone. Verbal communication methods or oral communication methods could include meetings, phone calls, and face-to-face discussions. These ones are fast and allow two-way communication to happen, though no written record is provided. Visual communication methods could include charts, graphs, videos, presentations. These are great for complex data, and they could be useful in annual general meetings or in marketing. We also have digital or electronic methods of communication, and examples here could be video conferencing, messaging apps, intranets, and many other examples. So increasingly, these are very important in the modern business, especially with remote working. Barriers to communication. And a barrier is anything that prevents a message from being understood correctly. A barrier is something that limits effective communication. So the examples of barriers could include physical barriers, and these could look at the distance between the sender and the receiver. Maybe a manager working remotely may struggle to communicate as clearly as one who is present. We have language barriers, using technical jargon that the receiver doesn't understand. Imagine a finance manager using complex accounting terms with a warehouse worker. Then you have information overload as another communication barrier. Sending too much information at once, the receiver becomes overwhelmed and misses key points. Hierarchical barriers, and these are brought about by tall organizational structures. And here, messages pass through so many layers, and the original meaning can get distorted.